Good evening, everybody. This is Christopher Bannon with the National Weather Service here in Slidell, Louisiana. And here is your weekly weather kind of outlook briefing for the week of Sunday, March 14th through the entire week up to about March 19th on Friday. The main concern is going to be this system that we're getting a little concerned with on Wednesday, as it could bring a chance of severe weather to our region. So, real quick overview, the quiet weather we have seen is going to go away as we look pretty active for the next at least 3 days. But the bulk of this briefing is really going to kind of focus on the Wednesday system. Look for scattered to numerous showers and a few embedded thunderstorms Monday and especially Tuesday. And then severe weather is beginning to look more likely for much of the lower Mississippi Valley, the southeastern United States, and even the Tennessee Valley on Wednesday and Wednesday night. Right now, all modes of severe weather are possible, so that means damaging straight-line winds, large hail, and even tornadoes. So right now, nothing to be overly concerned with, but prepare, stay informed, and have a plan. And then after Wednesday night, quiet weather kind of returns. It looks to be a lot drier and cooler forecast. And we're going to do a real quick check on rivers because right now the rivers are pretty quiet, with the only river point that's in flood is the Red River Landing on the Mississippi River. So as we look at the general forecast for the next week, we're going to see a cold front kind of work into our area tonight, probably going to stall across our region of southeast Louisiana and southern Mississippi early Monday, midday Monday, and it's going to remain in that area well into Tuesday, and that's going to provide an area for showers and a few thunderstorms to develop, especially on Tuesday as we get a little bit more forcing and lift, as we call it. But the main system we're really worried about is this one on Wednesday that comes through. This next system that comes out of the Four Corners region is going to move into the southern plains and then towards the upper portions of the lower Mississippi Valley, maybe lower portions of the mid-Mississippi Valley. It's going to drive a really strong cold front through the area. A lot of forcing. It's going to be instability to work with. The one possible negative from a standpoint of severe weather looks to be maybe shear. However, we tend to overachieve in these systems when we have a good bit of instability to work with, and then what is generally considered low shear during the cooler season. So that would be like during the winter and the spring season. So definitely have to keep a close eye on this system on Wednesday and Wednesday night. As it has a really good chance of bringing strong to severe weather across all of the lower Mississippi Valley, southeast United States, and into the Tennessee Valley. As we look at the rainfall forecast, this is our storm total rainfall forecast through the week. However, the bulk of the rain is really going to occur on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, with the heaviest on Tuesday and Wednesday. Again, as that boundary that comes into the area overnight tonight or installs sometime Monday, it remains over the region on Tuesday. It lifts north, and then we have our next major system that comes through Wednesday. Looking at a better chance of thunderstorms on Tuesday and Wednesday, obviously, and that's going to provide the heavier rainfall. Right now, the current forecast is showing widespread 1/2 inch to 2 inches across the region. Locally higher amounts possible, actually probably more expected. There is some concern, though, that this may be underdoing the rainfall forecast right now, so wouldn't be surprised if this gets pushed up a little bit, as there are some indications that would suggest we have a better chance of seeing heavier rain. Not expecting widespread flash flooding, but obviously can't rule out some localized flash flooding, really depending on where that boundary lays up Monday afternoon and especially into Tuesday morning and midday Tuesday. And then if we can get any thunderstorms to kind of fire over the same area. Looking at something that we like to look at around here, this is what we call the Cooperative Institute for Precipitation Systems. It's based out of St. Louis University. But what it does is it provides a historical, analog guidance based on the current run of the models. So what it generally does is it looks at the closest 15 historical patterns compared to what the models are showing for the forecast. When it looks at those 15, closest in history, it tries to show, what occurred during those, and then to provide some probabilities. And in this image right here, what we're showing is the 72-hour rainfall from a basically a point, and that point is 7 o'clock Tuesday night. It looks 36 hours prior and then 36 hours after. And then looking at those top 15, analogs that we call those top 15, model, historical patterns compared to what the models are suggesting, it's showing, widespread 2 to 3 inches across pretty much most, if not all, of southeast Louisiana and southern and coastal Mississippi. But even one thing that we're really keeping a close eye on is look at one other image. This is the probability of seeing greater than 3 inches. And as you can see, like right around that I-10-12 corridor and just to the north, there's a pretty good area of near 30 to 40% probability of seeing greater than 3 inches. And so think about that as like if we ran 10 models, at least 3 to 4 of them are showing greater than 3 inches of rainfall. And again, it's expected over a 72-hour time frame from basically the middle point is 7 p.m. Tuesday. So just keep a close eye on it to see how much rainfall. But again, overall, we're not concerned. All of our rivers are actually pretty low. We're doing pretty good. We haven't had a ton of rain, so we can handle some rain. Flash flooding is not a big issue, but with any type of what we call convective systems, any thunderstorms that are really efficient, you got to worry about some localized flash flooding, so we'll definitely keep an eye on that. But this will actually take a backseat to the concern for severe weather. And as we look at the severe weather, this was the day 4 outlook that came out of the Storm Prediction Center earlier today on Sunday. And as you can see, it's pretty rare for them to have this big of what we call a 15 and 30% for severe weather. That 30%, as you see, the entire state of Mississippi is covered. About half of Louisiana is covered. About half of Alabama is too. That is usually in line with that enhanced outlook that we see when we look at what's called the day 1, 2, and 3. This image, I do want to say, remind everybody, it will be updated constantly on the Storm Prediction Center's website. You're going to see a new update tonight. That new update that will handle the Wednesday night time frame will then be the day 3. And then on when they update it during the overnight hours, Monday and into Tuesday, you'll get 2 updates, and that will be considered the day 2 outlook. So when those come out overnight, Monday night, and then an update during the day Tuesday, it will show what we're expecting for Wednesday. And obviously, we'll do a few more briefings, email packages to our key partners. And then I will hit the social media platform more with updated information on the severe potential on Wednesday and Wednesday night. Looking at something else, again, this is from that SIPS analog that I mentioned earlier, that Cooperative Institute, based out of St. Louis University. This is showing a probability of seeing at least one report of severe weather. And as you can see, it's showing a really good chance of seeing some severe weather along and north of the I-10-12 corridor, especially over southern Mississippi. But also, if you look at those higher probabilities, they are to our north and our northeast. So there's a really good chance they could see severe weather across central Mississippi and into Alabama. But really decent chance of seeing at least a few stronger severe storms across our area of responsibility. Mainly looks like north of the 10-12 corridor. And again, that will also include southwestern Mississippi and coastal Mississippi. Definitely have to keep a close eye on this. All modes of severe weather are possible. Damaging wind gusts greater than 60 miles an hour are possible. Large hail, but even a few tornadoes. And if we get more like concerned with that squall line that's moving through here, there could still be what we call embedded tornadoes in that. And those are usually a little bit more difficult to warn for, and they can hit really quick. So just make sure you have multiple ways of seeing those warnings. So with the possibility of severe weather on Wednesday and Wednesday night, here's a few tips right now. Be weather aware. This is great right now if you're following this video. Make sure you also follow your local media and other local weather sources. Make sure you know where your shelter is. That also is away from windows. That interior room, you want to get out of mobile homes if a tornado is issued for areas, and you do not want to be in vehicles. So looking at warnings, you need to have ways to get warnings. Make sure you have multiple ways. Internet, local TV and radio, your cell phone or any weather apps, along with no weather radio, but also your family and friends. If they know a warning's issued, make sure they call and let you know. And then if a tornado warning is issued, there are good options, there are better options, and there are bad options. Mobile homes, vehicles, underpasses are terrible options. interior room of a tornado shelter is a great option. Obviously, most people don't have a tornado shelter, but most people do have an interior room that they can get into that is away from windows, and that is the best option probably right now. And a quick glance at the rivers, the only current issues we have are the Mississippi River, and it's just one point. Red River Landing right now, which is in minor flood and forecast to get to 50 feet by the 19th. And then as we look downriver at Baton Rouge, the river is expected to continue to rise to around 34 feet around the 20th. And then looking at New Orleans right now, as you can see, it's no real impacts, expected to rise to 13 feet around the 20th to 21st. Now, the summary of impacts. Again, we mentioned earlier, we've been pretty quiet for the most part, but look for things to get a little bit more active, at least for the first 3 days of the work week. Again, the bulk of our concern is really on Wednesday with that possibility of severe weather. Look for scattered numerous showers and embedded thunderstorms Monday and Tuesday. The heaviest rain is likely going to occur Tuesday and through Wednesday. Again, severe weather looking likely for much, if not all, of the lower Mississippi Valley and into the southeastern United States. And that would be Wednesday and Wednesday night. All modes of severe weather possible, damaging straight line winds, large hail, and tornadoes. So prepare now. Stay informed with the latest updates from any of your local trusted meteorology sources. Local media, national media, and obviously the National Weather Service, and even our surrounding offices like the Jackson, Mississippi office, the Mobile office, Lake Charles, Shreveport, and even in Birmingham, especially if you have family members who are in, central Mississippi and central Alabama. Make sure they're paying attention because there is a better chance of a little bit more impact, stronger severe storms in those areas. And then we did have a quick check on the rivers. Mentioned overall we're pretty good. River Landing is the only point right now, which is on the Mississippi River, that's actually in flood, but it's only a minor flood, and it's starting to crest right now. And I wouldn't be thinking it's going to go down too much, but because it's not accounting for all the rainfall that's going to occur well upstream in the Mississippi. So, but as you can see right now, surprisingly, the Mississippi River is doing pretty good, and we're not seeing that much in the way of impacts. Well, thank you everybody for joining us. Hope this was very informative and get you ready for the work week. Again, nothing to be afraid of right now. Just keep a close eye on the weather and stay weather alert and weather aware for the system on Wednesday and Wednesday night. Everybody have a great week. And if you liked this video, please give us a follow on YouTube, along with Twitter and Facebook. Share it, retweet it, and keep everybody else informed. Everybody have a great week.